Hey, Saturday. It's 4:30 already. Jeez. Show you what we're up to right now. Started this and I got sidetracked for a few hours, so. Here's my new collar valve for the truck. That's the switch end that's stuck on mine. So we are going to put this piece in. Here is where it is from. These guys are fast, let me tell you. I really appreciate that part. And this is the deal, I believe, threads into here. Keeps that little valve down so that we can bleed the system. So we're going to go ahead and try and pop this off. Hopefully I don't screw it up. And see how she goes. Just a plastic piece with a thumb grip on it. So let's get that going. I've already sucked all the juice out of the reservoir, because I wanted to clean the inside of that anyway, so we did that. I was actually starting that, and then Ken showed up with his new toy, so we went out and took that for a spin. That's be a video that you'll see either before this or after this, I don't know. But let me work on getting this bad boy apart. Alrighty, so we've been turning some wrenches. Got some lines busted free. They're dripping. Let them drip into the oil container there. Get all the old brake fluid and everything out. So, pretty sure that's where that's supposed to go. I don't think it goes into the end. I think that's a different thread. So, we'll get the old one out and take it apart. I don't want to mess up the new one. So, we'll keep messing around with it. Hopefully we'll get this swapped out today. I think we've got a couple hours of daylight left. Turned into a beautiful day. It was a little wet this morning, but it looked more like that over there earlier today. So, like I said, I just cracked a couple lines, let it drip dry. I got all the fluid in these lines here that's got to come out through gravity. But I think these go into the forward side. I don't have those lines bled yet, or cracked yet. But it could just be seeping past the internals. Who knows? I'll be back in a jiff. Alrighty, it's off. That's where your two bolts go. Got 5 lines to go in or out of it. Big difference I see. Not that it's going to make much of a deal, but there's a rubber cap here for something. It doesn't go to anything that I can tell. So, other than that, she's identical. I'm going to pop this off on the bad one and then take a look inside there. Just curious to see what's in it. So, I'm going to grab a wrench and see what we can do. Alrighty, we got her busted free. Just part of the plunger. There's a lot of discoloration in there. I don't know what this end piece is, but I'm seeing a bit of a gap and it's not sitting in there level, so I wonder if this isn't part of the problem. I'm going to hang on to this just in case that they are serviceable or rebuildable, because I think this is the same piece that goes on the 84, but I don't believe that they are serviceable. Was it the 9/16? No. 5/8 on the top here. This is what I had off the other day and it wasn't working quite right. There is a plunger deal on the bottom of this switch. See, now it's down. Yeah, but there's a lot of crud coming out of that. So this is your switch. Closed. Closes the circuit, trips the light on. And the little slide deal, there's supposed to be a we'll have to take it apart and I'll show you, but for right now, I think we're good. We'll try to remember down the road to take that apart and see how it all works, but I am going to attempt to bolt the new one in. There's an O-ring that came out. Doesn't look bad. So I don't think... Oh, there is an O-ring on the new one. Okay. There's the new switch. It's actually a lot smoother operation. This one's kind of crunchy on the inside. So, not that I'm complaining. This part's probably original with the truck, so we're talking, what, 24, 25 years old? 89 to 15, so just getting up there. Patent number. It's got a 2/089 on it. And the number 3 stamped into her, so anywho, the new one, 12M84 PV2. It's made just like the other one pretty much. So alrighty, let's go get this bad boy put into place and I'll show you the after results. Kind of messy down there, so I don't want to get the camera dirty. On the problem, I just popped the back cap off again. I was just looking, pulled the plunger out. Look at that seal. She's all sorts of in pieces. Bet you that's why it wasn't working right, because I got little chunks of stuff all over inside there. So, I mean, get some good O-rings. It might be reusable, but now I just saw that and thought I'd give her a whirl. And then I got this piece that came off from somewhere, and I'm not quite sure where it fell off from. I think it came from this end, but it's got no threads inside, so I don't know. Oh, it's one of the, okay, it's one of the spacers. Yeah. Alrighty, enough playing. Get this new one back in. It's in. That was an hour and a half. That wasn't bad. 6 o'clock right now. We even still got some sunlight left. Let's go down and check her out. A lot of grease and dirt under here. It is, like I said earlier, an old truck, so. Here's our new unit. All nice and pretty. Got the lines in and snugged up. Hopefully they're tight enough. I think I have enough brake fluid to get started. I just found where that leak is coming from. Whatever line that is, must be a transmission line right there. I was crawling under the back of this thing a little bit ago too. The rear seal on the tail shaft for the transfer case is leaking. So, projects. We'll get her. It's not bad enough that I can't drive it once I get her going here, but yeah, let's put some brake fluid into it, and I've got stiff and sore today. Where did it go? Right here. Picked one of these up off of Amazon. This is what I was looking at Harbor Freight last week. They didn't have. This is actually the same brand that Harbor Freight would carry. This is a pneumatic brake bleeder. Put extra fluid in there. That's supposed to go into the reservoir. And there's your bleeding apparatus I just dropped. It's got a chain for hanging it. Bear with me here, I'm doing this one-handed and my hands are all greasy, so things are slipping. So you can hang it, pull the trigger, ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Let it do its bleeding. I've got to find a fitting. Oh, come on, jeez. I've got to find a fitting to thread into there. I think I've got one floating around on my shelf, but yeah, these deals, I'm not quite sure how this all works, but I think these thread onto the end of this so that end sits down into the brake line coming out of your reservoir, and it, rather than suck from that reservoir, it sucks from this one, or it feeds it in. It's got an on-off valve right there. So yeah, we'll play around with it, but for right now, let's get a little fluid dumped into there and see if I have the other end for that deal. Alright, this is going to be a slow process. Since I took the valve out down there and drained these brake lines, that means the master cylinder was empty. I sucked all the fluid out of the reservoir. So you've got to essentially bench bleed that, but I'm not taking it off. So we've got fluid in it, and we're just pumping the pedal slowly. We're getting air bubbles out. Although, got a lot of crud sitting in the bottom again. A lot of junk in this brake system, so we'll flush it all out. But I pump it up a few times. Sometimes you get some big bubbles coming up. I can look from underneath the hood there and you can see everything, but it's going to be a slow process. I don't know if we'll get her bled tonight, but we're sure going to try. This is not going well, people. I cannot get fluid to come out the back brakes. So I'm going to go down and pick up a new master cylinder. I can't think of what else it would be. The brake, I don't see any crimping. The only thing I can think of is maybe there's a blockage in the line, but I mean, I got fluid out of them initially last weekend before. I'm going to fire the truck up and let it warm up for a minute or two before we leave. But give her a second here. There we go. I don't understand what's going on. It's driving me nuts. I was hoping to have this thing done by now. So we're going to clean everything up real quick, give the truck a few minutes to warm up, and go down and get a new master cylinder. I did get, I don't remember which reservoir is for what, but the big one in the back, I think that's for the front brakes. I was bleeding everything up again, and I got a little made in China tag come popping out of the line, so there may be blockages in there, but I don't know. I'm confused. So anyway, let me clean up, warm the truck up, and maybe we'll be back tonight. Maybe we'll push this into tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see you in a jiff. And we're done. What time is it? It is 5 after 8 now. Holy cow. And we're not going to finish the brakes this weekend, unfortunately. So we put the new proportioning valve in. Had to basically bench bleed on the truck, the master cylinder. Got it to bleed, had bubbles coming through, so I had fluid going. I was getting a good pedal feel. Got the bleeder tool in the new concentric, or the new proportioning valve. Still couldn't get fluid to the back. Could not get anything. I get it coming out the fronts, but not out the back. So I know the bleeder's working. It's like, what the heck is going on here? Do I have a blockage in the line? Probably not, because I was getting fluid from the get-go, from early on. I got fluid through the line. Maybe it was just old fluid in the lines, I don't know. But, yeah, I couldn't get any, so I took the master cylinder off. Went up to the parts store. Says, hey, give me a new one. So, well, we got two types. We got under 8,600 gross vehicle weight rating and over 8,600. So heavy duty or not heavy duty? I said, I don't know. Maybe this is out. Give me one for the under, because the under 8,600 had the reservoir on it, and they are different. So I came out, pulled the old one out, and it was the over 8,600. So it's the heavy duty. I guess because of the full towing package and all that stuff. So went back to the parts store, took the new one back. There's the old original one. And the one they have doesn't have the reservoir. And I didn't want to, this one's on there pretty good. We couldn't get that thing off. So I ordered one with a reservoir. And that will be here Wednesday. So we've got a few days now. So with that being said, I guess let's get this out of the back of the truck in case I can get that reservoir off, but got one coming with the new reservoir. But yeah, so this one here, the line for the front, as soon as I pulled it started dribbling brake fluid. It's a good sign. Line from the back didn't. So there was something internally. Once it did finally start coming through, it was rusty. So there's some internal problems with that thing. I don't know if that's original to the truck, probably because the whole system sat dry for so long. I don't know. So it is what it is. We got the new part coming. Today is only Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, supposed to be another beautiful day, kind of like it is right now. Although I see some clouds coming in over the Olympics there. I don't know if that's part of the rain layer or what, but I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be dry last I checked. So I don't know if we're going to maybe start some work on the front end of this thing. I could. But I'd kind of like to get the brakes done before I start. I mean, I guess I could. It's not going to drive. Or I could pull the door panels off this thing and start getting them ready for a refinish. Technically, I could probably do both if I get my lazy button gear. So, that's where we're at right now. So no brakes. I was hoping to get the brakes done this weekend. Nice weather. But Wednesday we'll get the new part in. I don't have a way to bench bleed it. I don't have a vise here. I don't have a table big enough. I guess out in the shed I do, but I don't have a vise. I'm not going to go run out and grab one. So I guess I'm going to have to try to bleed the thing on the truck, which you're not really supposed to do according to the instructions for the last one, but I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I don't know anybody who has a vise either. I don't know if Kevin has one. But then how do you transport it without it tipping over and draining all the fluid out and everything? So I don't know. We'll probably just put it into the truck and just use the, not hook the lines up, but just plug the lines and pump the pedal a few times and bleed her that way. So that's where we're at for now. We're going to go ahead and end this video. A little disappointed. I wanted to get these done, but we'll get her soon enough. Hopefully this fixes it. Yeah, I think just sitting dry for so long, it just corroded up or whatever inside there. Because it was only had brake fluid when I got it. Only had brake fluid on one for the front brakes, and it was real low. So, anywho, we'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.